Welcome to What's Cookin', episode 8, featuring my man Darrin Bush.
What up?
As always, we got the beautiful Taylor Jade holding it down in the conversation with us. Young Kato on the camera,
Hey, Kato.
little feet shot, and your boy Chef Ross in the kitchen.
Yeah.
We're gonna be making tacos this fine Tuesday, per request of my boy Darrin. We're gonna have 3 different options here. We're gonna have a carne asada spread, some pollo, some pastor, and of course for Tay, I'm gonna have a vegetarian option, some elote, some refried beans, some grilled vegetables. So we're gonna dive on in. We'll start cooking right now. Let's get to it.
I just want to give kind of everybody a rundown of what it is that you do, because you do so many things. You are an actor, you're a director, you're a cinematographer. Do you edit?
I do edit. Editing is more of a necessity.
It's a skill.
Yeah,
it's a skill that you have.
Skill that I have
Okay.
that is used when necessary.
Right.
But I would definitely classify myself as a director, actor, cinematographer.
Wow, yeah, that's so many things, which is great because it makes it so you can do all 3 things.
Yeah. So I have a BFA in acting, and I think that without that, I don't think I would be as good of a director.
Right.
And then I'm also a cinematographer, self-taught cinematographer. I'm also a self-taught cinematographer. And I think without that, I wouldn't be as good of a director.
Right.
So I feel like I bridge the gaps that a lot of people on set need.
Right.
There's still so much I'm learning every day. So I don't profess myself to be like the best director out there, but I think that I do have a lot of components that make for the ability to have conversations with people on set.
Right.
Whereas when I was in acting school, people were always telling me, yeah, like a lot of the times directors are going to give you a line read, or they're not going to be able to speak the actor language.
Right.
And so I was always like nervous of finding a director or being directed by somebody like that. And so I hope that I don't do that when I'm on set.
Absolutely.
I'm doing my thing.
Yeah.
What came first for you?
Before high school, I did like some film camps.
Sure.
Okay.
I fell in love with film watching the behind the scenes special features of the Lord of the Rings.
Hey,
Wow.
yo.
So like I would sit there and just watch that. Like it's like 12 hours of extra features
Wow.
on the special extended
Yeah.
edition DVDs. I would watch them over and over again, and I loved watching Peter Jackson take the script from book form through pre-production into production and then the post-production
Right.
process. I just fell in love with it.
Seeing a
And-
story come to life with a visual.
and the creation of all of these elements and
Right.
like all the work it took and all the people that were involved and every art form that goes into making film. 'Cause
Yeah.
filmmaking is an art form in and of itself, but there's
Right.
so many subcategories of art.
Yeah.
Like I can't put together a film or a TV show like The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel
Yeah.
without the costume department or the props department that are putting hours and
Exactly.
hours and
Everybody's
hours of time.
part is super important.
So I fell in love with filmmaking there, and I was like, Mom, I want to do film stuff. And so
Yeah.
I got enrolled in like some little film camps in Boise, and was making films. And in middle school, I took a filmmaking class and was doing like film festivals. All of those films are trash. You know,
Right.
they're like a 13-year-old kid,
Yeah.
12-year-old kid, like I'm making movies. And then in high school, I needed a humanities credit, and my mom was like, Darrin, you would be such a great actor. You should do acting. I was like, Mom, acting's so lame. I don't want to
Humanities
do
credit.
it. So then I took acting 1.
Okay.
And then my teacher, Mrs. Davidson, shout out Mrs. Davidson,
Hey, yo.
she was like, you should try out for state drama competitions. Sometimes
Oh, wow.
they pull freshmen up if they need to fill spots in the
Right.
roster. So I auditioned and I got in. And from there, like it just took off. I fell in love with acting. I fell in love with being on the stage. I was
Right.
in plays all throughout high school. I
Wow.
was in The Crucible, The Outsiders. I did some musicals,
I
but
was about to ask if you did any musicals.
I am so trash at singing.
Okay.
There was a musical, Once Upon a Mattress, where it's basically Princess and the Pea.
Yeah.
And in it, there's a mute king. And I got cast as the mute king in the musical. I was the one character that doesn't sing in the musical.
He's a great actor, but the singing not so much.
So then,
Find the perfect role.
So then I was applying to colleges. I applied to USC, Chapman, UCLA,
Oh, nice.
all for film production.
Yeah.
And then I had like other schools, like my state school, AMDA. I was
Yeah.
applying to a bunch of acting schools, like just covering my bases.
Yeah.
Didn't get into any film schools. I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? Didn't get into any of the acting schools. And then I was like ready to go to state school. in Idaho for theater. I was like, okay, cool. Registered up for all my classes, got my roommates, and then AMDA gives me a call and they're like, hey, so you haven't registered for classes yet. And I was like, well, nobody told me.
Yeah.
And so I just was like, I'm going to California.
Wow.
And then I got my BFA in acting at AMDA, and while at AMDA, me and everybody that I was in class with, like all of the homies, we were like, we want more opportunities to be on camera.
Yeah.
Let's make our own stuff.
Totally.
And I had some experience working with the camera, so I was like, okay, I'll do the camera work, and then I'll teach whoever needs to so I can be on the other side of the camera.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Graduated AMDA, and then worked as a barista for 2 years, and then finally was able to get out of that. And I'm now, then I was working professionally as a cinematographer consistently enough that I didn't have to work a day job. And then now, what is it, 2019? So like 2018, 2019, I've really been finding my feet as a director.
That's
doing
amazing.
a lot more of directing, and I'm really just trying to focus on
leveling up every year. Yeah.
Honestly, man, the biggest theme that I'm getting from you right now is just like a whole DIY approach.
Yeah.
And you're really covering all your bases in terms of understanding the craft in and out, right? I think that's so important, dude, in like anything you do. You know, the way I relate it to music is like there's a lot of dudes who are just producers or just engineers or just vocalists or whatever. The people that I enjoy creating with the most are the people who understand all layers to it, right? Somebody who can engineer his own shit, someone who can produce, someone who's also an artist. And I feel like right now, multifaceted versatility is such a useful skill to have in any creative field.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
It used to just be like, do one thing really good and crush that lane. But now I just feel like if you can hit all those layers and do a lot of things really well, that just takes you to like a whole new level. Bam, we done. We out here. We got these tacos ready. Don't worry, we got more toppings over there. Just like to give people their options. Tay, here you go.
Thank
My
you.
man Darrin, here you go.
Wow,
Oh my gosh, that looks so good.
Thank you so much for joining us, bro.
Thank you,
Appreciate
guys.
you.
Thank you so much.
Can't wait to fucking fuck up these tacos. Y'all know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment, and for the full conversation, head over to our podcast. Listen to the full thing. It's great. See you next time.
Bye.